is official. Nikola Jokic has won his third MVP award, beating out Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, and honestly a ton of other players. He's now only the 9th player in NBA history to win 3 or more MVPs, and honestly, it's time to put him in serious conversations because this season he averaged 26, 12.4, and 9 assists per game. I mean, honestly, these are some generational stats. But was Luka Doncic robbed? Was Giannis robbed? Was Shea robbed even? I mean, we had a lot of generational performances this season, and what did Jokic do? He went to his day job and put up the same numbers every single game. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down all of my thoughts. What I think that this puts Jokic in, what conversations he should be in, if any players such as especially Luka, because I personally thought that Luka had a good chance to win MVP, and everything else. So let's just get right into it. First things first, let's go through Jokic's stats because what he's done this season is nothing short of generational. As we all know, his team was the 2nd seed, and they were looking very good. He recorded 63 double-doubles and 25 triple-doubles this season, which is just an insane amount of them. However, you also had players like Luka. In this video, I'm going to be arguing why he probably should have won it. Because, yes, Jokic this, Jokic that, his game is boring to watch. Luka isn't that boring to watch, and I say that as a Warriors fan. He averaged the highest points, assists, and rebounds per game ever since the NBA-ABA major. Ever. Ever. Except for Wilt. Wilt is the only person who averaged more points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game combined than Luka Doncic. And he didn't win MVP. Giannis averaged more than 30 points on more than 60% shooting. And he didn't win MVP. Shai averaged 35, 7, and 5. Led his team to the 1st seed. And didn't win MVP. Honestly, with the amount of talent that we have in the league right now, it kind of makes sense that a few people have to be snubbed. But I think that Jokic winning it shouldn't have really happened. Because Shai this season was 1st in 30-point games, most 30-point games in the NBA since 2019 Harden. He led the NBA in steals, and he was top 3 in isolation and transition points. Honestly, it's just a really tough conversation because in the 2020s alone, Jokic has won 3 MVPs while everyone else won 2. That's Giannis and Joel Embiid. Frankly, it's kind of getting repetitive. It's kind of getting boring, and even though I enjoy basketball, this isn't really enjoyable. You just don't want to see him keep winning, even though he's a great player. He now has more MVPs than Kobe, KD, D-Wade, Isaiah Thomas, Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West combined. He also has more MVPs than Steph Curry. That's right, Steph Curry, one of the best players this entire era. Nikola Jokic has made more threes than Nikola Jokic this postseason, and honestly, Jokic has been stinking it up in the postseason, and even though it isn't a postseason award to win MVP, it still doesn't seem to be worth it. It just doesn't really make sense. Honestly, the 3 MVP finalists, Luka, Shai, and Jokic, were deserved. But Jokic winning it, guys, I might be sounding controversial and very repetitive here. I just don't think that he deserved it. And Shaq is agreeing with me on this one because he said right after it was announced, I'm recording this video at literally 4:45 right after it was announced. He said, "I don't like to rain on people's parades, but I'm not happy with choosing Jokic as the winner. I believe that Shai deserved it over him." Wow, that's a very controversial take, especially considering that Jokic's highlights look something like this.
Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights. Fast cars, shooting stars. All of the lights, all of the lights. Until it's singing exactly where we are. All of the lights. If you want it, you can get.
But anyways, back to the main conversation. I saw a LeBron fan on Twitter post MVP stats, and that's Jokic versus Curry, because they have the same amount of Finals MVPs, and Jokic has one more regular season MVP. And this means that he's claiming that Jokic is better than Steph all time. I mean, this is just a ridiculous take, but when you have three MVPs, agendas like this start being pushed. No one thought that Steve Nash was all of that until he won two back-to-back MVPs, neither of which were really deserved, but he won them anyways. Frankly, it's getting ugly. The agendas that are going to be pushed because of this are going to be wild. And Jokic, honestly, he probably didn't even deserve this. The entire votings were pretty nuts because the spread definitely went in Jokic's way. He had over 100 more votes than second place, which ended up being Shea. But once again, I just do think that Luka should have won. Although his team wasn't the best, when his team is without him, they're the worst. The Mavs are literally horrible without Luka Doncic, even though they have a second star in Kyrie Irving. I mean, it doesn't make that much sense that a player like Jokic is winning when the Nuggets can win without him. However, the Mavs can't win without Doncic. The Bucks definitely can't win without Giannis, as we saw in this playoff run. The Thunder are not really able to win without Shea, and the list goes on and on and on. The most valuable player on the best team is what this award should be, like Jimmy Hyroller, like NBA analysts have said many times. Wasn't the best team in the league, and is he valuable? Obviously. But could you replace him with another star? Could you replace Nikola Jokic with Joel Embiid and still have a solid team? I think so. But I don't know. Let's hear your guys' opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.